segment with a timeless charm. For 15 good years, Honda City has ruled hearts and been the company's crown jewel.
And then came competition. Maruti Suzuki Ciaz threw challenge like no other before to the king's legacy.
But competition has never been as tough as now, especially with the next-gen Hyundai Verna, which has been a runaway success with over 15,000 bookings in just 40 days.
Skoda's Rapid might be an underdog here, but it accounts for 70% of Skoda's sales in India, and it is truly a driver's car and a very strong contender in this segment.
So we've got all the cars from the executive sedan segment with us here, and it's time to find out which car stakes its claim to the top spot.
Let's get the design sorted out first. Dipan, why don't you talk about the Ciaz that looks as boring as you are?
Oh, ye of little faith.
Well, do you come from the era that the design of this car comes from?
Quite contrary, actually.
Humor me.
So the Ciaz has everything you would want from an executive sedan. It's got a well-rounded design, it's got projector headlamps, and even the chrome on the grille is tasteful, which is more than what I can say for that. Furthermore, about the Ciaz's design, it's got some great alloy wheels, and even though it was launched in 2013 and is yet to receive a facelift, it still stands its own among these three 2017 cars. And at least it doesn't look like a car from a decade ago, Ragini.
Dipan, you're a man in denial. You refuse to accept the wonders that the 2017 facelift did for Honda City. For one, it looks far more premium than the previous Honda, with its top variants now coming in with the LED headlamps and LED fog lights. The thicker chrome slat grille design on a honeycomb pattern lends it a more aggressive stance up front. And I'm also glad that the previous boring alloys have now been replaced by the 16-inch diamond cut alloys. Even though the side keeps up a conservative design, the rear looks sporty. I particularly like these two tweaks: the integration of the stoplight in the rear spoiler and a honeycomb insert in the bumper. Having said that, the real distinguishing factor though are the LED tail lights. The other car in this segment that got a facelift is that Czech beauty. Not Ronak, but the car that Ronak has got for them.
While the other three cars in this segment are more sleek looking, Skoda Rapid is the only one with more muscle, especially here on the front bonnet, which gives it a more aggressive stance. Now, of course, the car does follow the Skoda's family traditional design language. It gets this new headlamp cluster with DRLs. The fog lamp layout has changed from the previous Rapid on this new facelift it received last year. So, having said that, Skoda Rapid is truly a better looking car in terms of more aggressive styling. Of course, from the side, the car will remind you of the car it shares its platform and engine, the Volkswagen Vento. But Skoda has been a successful model for the company, and going forward, it is going to take on the likes of this segment. So, Arpit, what about your new car that still looks old?
So while you're trying to pull off a quick one regarding the design of the all-new Verna, what you're forgetting is that this Verna looks like the present Elantra, and for a car that looks like a more expensive car, well, no one would really mind that. If you look at the new gen Verna, well, you can see it's got a lot more sharper design. It's got these sleek headlamps, LED DRLs, it's got this cascade grille. If you go further along the side, what is really a standout thing for the new Verna is the coupe-like roofline. If you see it from the side, it really flows smoothly right up till the tip of the boot. It's got great looking alloy wheels, and at the rear again you've got smart looking LED tail lamps with a cluster that again resembles the Elantra but looks premium. So now that we've spoken about the design of all these four cars, for the sake of viewers, it's time to tell them which one really wins.
Well, I'll tell you this, Dipayan's car has no chance.
Really? Okay. So that leaves us with 3 cars then. I'll start off with the Honda City. Now this has got more of an elegant design. It's a premium looking car, goes along well. If you talk about the Rapid, contrary to the City, this one's got a more muscular appeal. It's got a lot of flair in the design. But really, what wins today is the new next-gen Hyundai Verna, because what it does, it merges the sportiness of a sedan and the elegance, again from the sedan segment, better than any other car in this segment. And that's the reason why the Hyundai Verna is the winner on the design front.
2013 design or not, the Ciaz is still one of the best-selling cars in the segment.
So much for a comeback. I guess it's time now for us all to go on a drive. What do you say, guys?
Let's go.
We're now inside the cabin of the new City, and this is where I have a lot to show off. Starting with the most important inclusion of this facelift, the 7-inch touchscreen called the DigiPad.
This was the key area where the City was lagging behind some of its competitors until the facelift. The DigiPad offers access to navigation, Bluetooth, USB, mirror link, voice recognition, and web browser, all with a simple interface. The touch response is good too. This infotainment system also comes with a 1.5 GB hard drive that should be enough to save your collection of music. Space at the rear is generous with more than comfortable legroom and headroom. Overall, the material quality in the cabin is good, and the soft touch dashboard adds to the premium appeal. So does the frameless look of the rear view mirror. And yes, it's also got an electric sunroof.
And while the Ciaz might be from 2013, it still has all the bells and whistles. It has climate control, rear AC vents, a center-mounted touchscreen infotainment system, and all the other features that you would expect on an executive sedan. However, it does miss out on the cool seats that the new Verna gets.
Now the interiors of Skoda Rapid is certainly the place to be in, and it's very nicely designed, very neat and clean, and it's very typical of Skoda. On the tech side, the updated Rapid now gets cruise control, automatic headlamps and rain sensing wipers. You also get the 6.5-inch touchscreen infotainment system on the top of the line variants, which is equipped with mirror link. The Rapid also gets ABS and dual front airbags as a standard safety feature on all variants. The rear seat of the car offers good space and enough leg room for a comfortable journey even on curvy roads and long distance journeys. However, we felt the suspension of the car to be a bit on the harder side and not the best in the segment.
Now once inside the cabin of the next-gen Hyundai Verna, it is clear that the Verna really has grown a lot from its older model. What you have is a new dashboard design. At the center of the dashboard is a color touchscreen that gives access to GPS, USB, aux-in and Bluetooth connectivity. The Verna is the only car in this segment to offer both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. In addition, Verna is also the first car in its segment to offer front ventilated seats, which will prove to be a blessing during hot days. There's an electrically operated sunroof too, which adds to the premium quotient of the cabin. Honda City is the only other car in this segment to come with a sunroof. Overall, the Verna is clearly ahead of the competition today in almost every area except the rear legroom, which will be an issue only for people taller than about 5 feet 10 inches. One also needs to consider that most variants have been packaged smartly and offer better value for money than the competition in terms of cabin experience.
The legend of the Honda City is in its reliability and its connect with the Indian buyer for the last 15 years. You buy this car because it checks out on so many performance parameters. It's got a smooth engine, it is well balanced, and it gives you fuel efficiency. Today, of course, we are driving the top-end diesel variant, which comes with a 1.5-litre ID Tech engine that gives you 99 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque. What you notice about this engine at first though is that it is very noisy and the cabin isn't as quiet as you'd like it to be either. What does thrill is the throttle response, especially when you are going about in the city overtaking the lazy drivers with the gear slotting in with utmost ease. Safety has been addressed well across the city range as all the variants come with front dual airbags and ABS with EBD as standard. The top variants come with 6 airbags and wider tires, adding to the safety quotient. Talking about fuel efficiency, well, the onboard computer tells us it's 15.3 kilometers per litre, and this is all within a city drive. So is this really a car for an enthusiast? Well, I think it's all about good ride quality and comfort.
The Ciaz comes in 2 engine options, a 1.3 litre diesel and a 1.4 litre petrol. The diesel engine, which we are driving currently, makes about 90 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque, whereas the petrol makes 89 horsepower and 140 Nm of torque. Now, while this may not seem like a lot, especially in comparison to the other 3, it's more than enough in the city. It goes if you poke it, and that's, I think, the important thing. But the best thing, however, about the Ciaz is the SHVS technology and how much realistic fuel savings it gives you. Even in start-stop city traffic, the Ciaz gives you a mileage of anywhere above 15 kilometers to a litre, which is really great considering the size of the car.
The Rapid has been a fun car to drive in ever since its introduction in 2011. Now, of course, with the facelift, the company introduced the 1.6 litre petrol engine and the 1.5 litre diesel engine. The diesel engine in particular is the new engine that company introduced, and this is the second car after Volkswagen Amio to get the same engine. So it has been tried and tested and it's been very smooth. But one thing that separates the Rapid from the other cars in this segment is the use of galvanized steel. Now, the use of this particular steel has helped Skoda to reduce the overall weight of the Rapid. That has resulted in better performance and better handling. The steering is not understeer and it really functions well. Other thing is both petrol and diesel engines are available with automatic and DSG gearbox respectively. And it has kind of been a very fun car to drive in this segment, and it has been able to address the definition of a perfect driver's car.
Alright, so now let's talk about the performance of the new Hyundai Verna. Now this is an area where the new Verna exceeds expectations. The reason is the choice of engine. Now it comes with a 1.6 litre petrol and a 1.6 litre diesel engine. Both of them are mated to 6-speed manual as well as a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Now the petrol unit offers 121 horsepower, but the diesel one offers a slightly higher 126 horsepower. Now the good thing about these engines is that both of them can be taken with a manual gearbox, which is a 6-speed unit, or a torque converter 6-speed automatic transmission. And the fact that you can have the automatic transmission in the higher variants again is an advantage over some of its competitors. So that combined with good gear ratios gives you a package wherein you're able to drive very comfortably, be it in city traffic or on the highway. Overtaking even those long trailers on the highway is a breeze in the new Verna.
In terms of safety too, the Hyundai Verna comes out on top. It offers 6 airbags, ABS, EBD, and it has a structure that helps minimize impact or damage in the case of a crash.
So we've come to the end of comparing all 4 sedans with us here today, and it's time for a verdict. We have put these cars through onto various parameters such as design, safety, interiors, convenience, performance, ride and handling, and we have a clear-cut winner.
Now, of course, Rapid is not the best car in this segment, and Skoda should have priced this car a bit more aggressively, trying to cut down the rivals behind me. But the top variants do lack on safety. Despite being a truly driver's car, it does not match up with the other 3.
The Ciaz, on the other hand, might be the oldest of the 3, but it does have great features. It has great space on the interiors. It has a smart hybrid system. It does miss out on a few features, but a facelift should cure that.
Honda City is one of the strongest competitors in this segment and competes closely with the best. With its facelift in 2017, Honda fixed in a lot of gaps, and right now the car checks out just fine on various parameters, whether it is fuel efficiency, ease of driving, safety or comfort.
So all three of them are right about their cars and the traits they just mentioned, but the point is that the Hyundai Verna has all of the qualities they just mentioned. On top of that though, it offers a lot more. It's got the most powerful engine in the segment, it's got some segment first features and has a design that is the most appealing right now. And that's the reason why the new Hyundai Verna is the winner of this shootout today.
Check. Mic two, mic.
That's the boring looking car.
This is a good looking car. What should be talking? No. Let's do this. Okay, silence in the classroom, kids. Let's do this.
And at least it doesn't look like a car from a decade ago. Ragini.
ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही लेट हो गया. ये बहुत ही लेट था.
Felt like a mannequin dummy, like where? No, it's not starting.
I guess it's time now for us to go on a drive. What do you say, guys? क्या हुआ?
Mic testing. Vikram, what the is going on with your beard, bro?
James Bond like that.
Well, there's a lot more Skoda is trying to do. Of course.